help but antelope, man. This shit stay on my mind. Because I kept some strong points in my head. I stay on one dot till I can get to the next dot. And I leave all that shit in between for my people to decipher. For my niggas, they can decipher all this shit. I don't get it all until I go straight to the root and I try to find another root that matches. They're way underneath the dirt. I'm going dot for dot. And I got some strong points. Fabricated history, man. I just passed by a church. They got a big cross and they got that circle around the center of the cross. That's a Western world symbol. That's symbol.
In half a mile, turn left onto the I-20 West ramp.
Paradise. The Garden of Eden. Because paradise, that's what you know when you get the Garden of Eden from. Paradise. See, paradise consists of trees that bear fruit. That's a garden. Trees and vines and vegetables, shit that produces fruits and vegetables. That's a garden. Where they had a garden at? Where they had an apple tree? Where the goddess of shack? The garden was in the west on the western plateau. All these motherfuckers in the other corners and those people in the middle. They knew this a long time.
Turn left onto the I-20 West ramp, then merge onto I-20 West.
They finally unified in the center. See, that's what it's central is center. That's where the central location was at. Where X marked that spot at. Where X marked that goddamn spot at. They can't change that spot. The only way they can change that spot. What up? The only way they can change that spot. I'm gonna tell you the way they did change the location of the spot. X marked the spot this summer. First of all, that circle is representation of the sun. See, and it
continue on I-20 West for 10 miles.
In cosmology, in the cosmos, the sun. That's why Jesus' birthday. That's where you get Christmas from. That's why that's his birthday. Before it take it's another direction within to a new equinox every year. Our ancestors already know that. The sun died in the crux. The sun died in the crux of the universe. I mean, on the crux in the universe, like I said, in the melanated heavens, in the heavens. But see, then it takes on another, instead of S-U-N, 9 represent Christ. 9 represent Christ, and he's going to take place. And now he's going to be called the light of the world. But the sun been lighting up the world for millions and millions and millions of years. The sun is the light of the world. The S-U-N is the light of the world. And it died on the cross. You see how they flip the stories and captivate you and take your shit, hijack your shit. They even got it on the side of the church. But that symbol truly, our ancestors in the Western world, over here what I'm talking about today, I'm gonna talk about the Western world like it's a globe. So I can stop. Blue, don't worry about the flat shit. Cause you're gonna get that, you got to get it, cause you're gonna get it. So the bottom right hand corner on the side of this globe that we're looking at where South America is the West. If you want to stand it up, this the West. This Colombo sailed west, diagonal, came from Spain, across with those motherfuckers northwest Africans that was over there, that plotted up and came over to the west. Over here, our ancestors, that symbol represent paradise. The Garden of Eden. Where they paradise at? Where they Garden of Eden at? They still fighting over holy land that don't produce nothing. They trying to act like you on the other side of the world. See, that's the West, and on top of the West, Canada, Canadians, the Brits, those are the Northerners. All them Vikings, barbarians, all them people that came out of the North, they call them Norse. That's the North. On top of your head, since you want to be on top of your head, you're gonna let it be on top of your head. See what I'm talking about? Since you want to be on top of your head, we're gonna let it be on top of your head. We ain't gonna worry about flattening it out. We ain't gonna worry about all that shit today. But I want you to get what I'm trying to show. Now Africa, that would be south. You're using this earth cross to separate it. You create, when you make a cross, you make 4 sections like cutting a pie. So that's how you create north, south, east, and west. In the east, the far east, the east, that's the original Oriental. And by the time they get together at the center, at this X what I'm talking about, now they in cahoots. They done made babies and everything. All 3 of them done mixed and mingled and all kind of shit. And that monkey in the middle is that European, bro. Now they mark a spot. And how they mark this spot, they want to be, I guess they want to be the center of attention. And now they got a central location where they in the groups at, where they beating up at each other. It probably was a real, they want to call them trade posts. But see, now I'm telling you, I think this now. I ain't went hard on that yet. But I think the Royal Islands, look on that thumbnail, you see that Scottish plate way down there next to the tip of South America. How you get a Scottish plate, a Scottish plate, a Scottish plate way down there, and it is up over, connected to Ireland and Great Britain. Those are the Royal Islands. See, those are the Royal Islands. And what make them islands royal to these people? Because those are the islands that float over your elite ancestors. Those are the islands that's floating over the Atlanteans. See what I'm talking about? Those islands are very special because they're floating over the souls of your ancestors, bro. You understand what I'm talking about? In the Atlantic. I remember I seen I can't never find this goddamn photo no more. When I was first started studying the Atlantis and shit, Atlantis. They had a goddamn photo of a temple or something, but they had sculptures of melanated people. So there was some people that was enslaved. They made these people carve their own demise. These people carved themselves out as being slaves before death. Because I'm not looking at humans. Humans won't survive that long. I'm looking at some stone. And on these stones, these stones that was up under the water, these people had shackles on their necks and on their ankles. That's the only thing stuck in my mind. I said, God damn. These people got goddamn chains to sit on shoulders. This is a Hebrew slave. This them right here. And I'm gonna show you the reason why I think those Royal Islands float right there. See, I'm gonna show you how I fucked up over this North Pole shit, this fabricated history shit. Y'all come back and goddamn look at the video. Y'all gonna get it one day. Somebody gonna get this shit because it's the truth. Now when they mark this spot with this X, they can't move this spot. X mark the spot, we gonna stick your ass right there to where the fuck your location is. And when they marked this X, this was not Eurasia, Europe and Asia, they always together. They landmass together. How they gonna be two separate continents and they together? Europe and Asia, but the two. See, make it make sense. But Europe and Asia, Eurasia, they started coming up and taking lands closer to Africa as they could, because that's where they was getting their first resources from. The North and the East, still today, everything the North got is so that's how they got close to Africa on that northwest tip. With them little moles always talking. The little mo, hey little mo, I'm gonna get to y'all land one day. But I ain't fucking with y'all little African ass little moles, man. See, I ain't trying to be connected to nothing or none of that shit over there. Yeah, I know none of that shit got nothing to do with the West. The West is what you fucked up and dog got. So they start getting close as they can to Africa. This is even in what it is, Leonardo da Vinci, one of them goddamn paintings with the finger, with the finger pointing out. That little area that they make, that's that finger. If you know anything about art, that's that finger. When he point out with that finger, them little European countries they developed right there. They made European countries. That's not Europe. Them Africans all the way over in Europe. Them little moles all over in Europe with them. They got their game from the African. The Western Plateau is not Africans. Then they started making them little European countries right there. Spain.
In 2 miles, take exit 41 for Lee Road toward Lithia Springs.
And when you get to Germany, that's when you get Rus, Sweden and Rus. Rus become Russia. Russia is on the Asian continent also. See? Russia on the Asian continent also. See? So that's the separator, sweet. And then black people, not black, melanated people, we got I know I had an issue with Sweden and Switzerland, 2 different places. Switzerland is where they took all the gold and shit to. But Sweden is, they just Swedish and all that old shit. All of them, damn near the same people. The Europeans and Englishmen are not the same people. England is the North. Them the Neanderthals. Who that was said they called the beast, the one that be looking for Bigfoot and fucking goats and shit. Being born with goat horns and tails and shit. That's them. So they started making them European countries right above the northwest tip of Africa. But within this earth cross,
in half a mile, take exit 41 for Lee Road toward Lithia Springs.
In the European countries that they created is across this line, it's across the cross line, see? And it sits not in the north, but it sits in the east. That's how you know the north and the east is in cahoots.
Take exit 41.
The northerner unites and gets in cahoots with Eurasia, the European and the Asian. This is where they get in cahoots at, right here at this spot. This is the spot.
At the next light, use any lane to turn left.
This spot, they want to fabricate shit, be something they not, and still trying to figure out, man, asking them goddamn Africans, man, where y'all get that goddamn cocaine from, man? Where you get what that is you eat? Oh, this a pear. A pear? What is a pear? Man, we be getting that shit, them folks bringing that shit over there getting us this shit, man.
At the light, turn left onto Lee Road.
A whole lot of game, man. We got goddamn cocaine, they got medicine and shit. Where they at? And one supposed to right do all that, you know. So they meet us right here all the time. This one out of the spot, they just come and drop it, look out for us, show us how to, they try to show us how to cultivate our land so we can grow some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? They got corn and shit, they got all kind of shit. They sailing up and down the water, all kind of shit. For real, yeah. So that's a little spot right there where the unification of all the other 3 corners of the earth meet up and hate on us. This is where they hate on us at. This is the central location for the hate of our people who loving everybody and sharing their shit with these motherfuckers. Yeah, this how this shit go. You see what I'm talking about? So, at this location, they began to create, for some reason, the North wanted that to be central. So the North Pole that they originally created was for the North to be the center of attraction, the center of attention, the most recessive motherfucker though. Great, look at that couch. You got the North, and you got the Middle East. You got Turk, you got Turkish, you got Turk, and the pure bloodline in that castle in Great Britain. See, Great Britain is as far as they scratched out to that point. That's why I know Great Britain is around that pole too. So I'm gonna show y'all why I know who was around that original pole, and they want to try to hide that spot from y'all. So I'm gonna break it down to y'all. Cause this is how I studied this shit. For years I've been watching this shit and trying to figure this shit out. Now they create this spot, and when they get this spot, they make it. This is why I call it the brick clip. That's gonna be my first book, the brick clip. How they clip the land right there, and how that's the unification of all three other cones of the earth. And the North want to be the center of the attraction. Now they want to be royal and all that shit, cause they just dropped. They dropped the Atlantis right there. They dropped the motherfuckers up under that water right there. That was our elite shit. They dropped up under that water. Those are elite people. They dropped some our elite people right there. Let us know it's on the pocket. You know, you got years of this shit developing, but this is where it took place at. I'm giving you the location where it took place at. Now, at this location, they tried and create a North Pole. Why would that be so important? Because they the North, and they trying to make themselves important. Who the fuck want to go to a North Pole where it's freezing cold and all that shit? Who the fuck want to go? But they made us think that was some hellified and a great task to do. They should be going out trying to explore some land instead of trying to fake some shit. Go back off in the north and go far as you can go back north on your side of the earth. But you're coming down here and want to play because niggas feeding your ass. Now you want to dominate and rule shit, take over shit, enslave shit, bring war and shit. Cause this is what you bring. This I'm just saying years and years and this how it developed. So they created a North Pole right there in that spot. The first North Pole they created was right there in that spot. The second North Pole is the same damn pole. And I'm going to show you how they did it. They created a North Pole in that spot. It had a Rufus Negro, 33-degree black magnetic rock right in the center of this bitch. And they taught this shit for years that this is how the true compass, not the Masonic compass, the true compass that give direction. This is the reason why they said it pointed north. This is the reason they said it pointed north, because of a magnetic rock that was in the center.
At the next light,
earth.
turn left.
Before they corrupted the center of the earth to be in the middle, hot as fuck, in the middle of a water ball. It's just something that's hot as fuck in the center of this water ball. They create a magnetic field now that shields us and protects this water ball. But see, that's another subject. Stay on point. So this the spot they created now. This the spot they created to be the North Pole, right? And so over the years, people start saying, "Damn, North is in the center there."
At the light, turn left onto Georgia 92 South, Fairburn Road.
And the magnetic rock is in the center, where North is in the center. Yeah, this is where they created. This is where they created it to be at. This is where they created it to be at. See what I'm talking about? This is where they created it to be at. And they can't change this spot, bro, unless you let them. They can't change this location unless you let them. How you did that, Type? I took that same shit. They want all this shit to be MILF now. Even though all this shit is MILF, they gave up a location. They gave up lands. And they wrote names and shit in those lands. And now went to the decipher. I want to know why that land there disappeared on that side right there. What the fuck they got on going on right there? What the fuck they got going on right there? So I take the planisphere map, overlap them and look, and make sure it's the same shit in the center. So I hit the green screen. I show you, I already asked Jim, and I see I already got it before he tried to lie. It's the same location. So I take those names off that map. I take those names off that map, and I start deciphering. The same way I did Japan, that Giappone shit, the land they trying to hide today, that me and ATF wanted to decipher. I said, all these lands coming up in Japan, bro. Oh, God was over. I don't want to call that motherfucking name. Cause this shit I be on, man. This shit I been on. This shit I be on. This what they used to come when they want to talk about this kind of shit. They used to come fuck with me. Cause this what I do. So I'm deciphering this shit. We map deciphering now. But I know my last quest is gonna be dialect and languages. That's what I already knew when I gotta see. That's and that what led me straight to goddamn my soul brother number one. Piece of soul brother number one. I rolled that corn. My melanated brother over there, that Mississippi, that just had their ass up. So when they create this shit, they create a magnetic rock. Is it real? Is it a magnetic rock? That now is a myth. What had this shit pointing? I don't know what they did. That shit's probably pointing towards a whole lot of gold, goddammit. I don't know what the fuck is pointing towards. You feel me? But all the companies, they talk the military, this shit. All companies.
In half a mile, turn right onto Legion Lake Road.
That's it, in the center of the earth, because they made themselves the center. Now everybody knows the center of the earth is north, right? And at the same time, now they trying to disappear themselves, they trying to get out of there, because niggas, motherfuckers start waking up. So you just want to be the center of attraction and hear this shit. Ain't no goddamn, they start trying to create ice around the motherfucker, all kind of shit. Greenland becomes a sheet of ice. How the fuck Greenland become a sheet of ice?
Turn right onto Legion Lake Road. Then you'll turn left onto North Aniwaki Road.
Greenland a sheet of ice. Over 90% ice. Greenland. But anyway, right? So what they do, they continue on their
Turn
quest.
left onto North Aniwaki Road.
Now they goddamn comes up with a northern hemisphere. Northern. Now they come up with a northern hemisphere and raise.
In 1,000 feet, your destination will be on the right.
Location, they raise it up so it can be sitting on top of a ball and come up with this imaginary. We say imaginary, we used to, but now we say animated. Now we adding up. An animated equator. Look up the definition of equator. Gonna tell you it's an imaginary line that separates this top ball from the bottom ball and turn flat water into the bottom ball being round up under that motherfucker. The water flat, how they fuck, okay. And so they raised that bitch up. That same location, they raised that bitch up. And when they raised that bitch up, that's the North Pole now. It's the same North Pole. And then they tilt the bitch on the axis. That's the Axis powers. Who are the Axis powers? Russia, Germany, and Japan. That's the Axis. They axis is supposed to survive and all the heat that's in the center of this so-called ball, but now they got to make some more shit up. See? Now they got to make some more shit up. See? So they tilt that motherfucker, and when they do that, the place they got there.
Your destination is on the right.
The first North Pole, the place they made that bitch was already in the east. Huh? And now they send the North Pole further into the east with this fake north that goes up in the sky. With this fake north that's got. So now this one you get a north, and a true north. See, this is how you get north and true north. Know what I'm talking about? This is how you get north and true north. I'm trying to see this shit right now. Hold on, y'all. See, this is how you get the North and True North right there. See, I just heard of North and True North. How you have two different North? Middle East and Far East and all this shit. Only people goddamn do that is these motherfuckers. Only people who do that shit is the North and the East. Eurasia and the Neanderthal. And I'm not gonna call them that. And the Englishmen. See, England owned us. See, we was enslaved by England. That's why we had to learn to speak English. And England and Europe is not the same motherfuckers. See what I'm talking about? They are not the same motherfuckers. They ain't the same motherfuckers. Europe and Asia, they been in cahoots. But this the unification of. This to let you know the secret relationship. See, that's my first book. No, that's my second book. The first book is the brick clip. The second book gonna be the secret relationship between the Jap, and the Brit. See, the British is a northerner. But they got a Turkish nigga in that goddamn castle with them. See, because Prince Charles said he a direct descendant of Vladimir Impaler, a motherfucker that used to hang motherfuckers and eat their blood. This is where the story of Dracula come from. See, there's a little realness to their shit now. They'll tell you who the fuck they is now. This is descendant, Vladimir Impaler. That's why I don't fuck with Vlad TV or none of that bitch ass shit. I don't fuck Vlad. All that Vladimir, all that shit, that's Russian, Khazarian type shit, Turkish. So Vladimir Impaler, he used to impale people by their motherfucking ribs and shit, and drain all their blood out of them. Dip his bread in their blood and all that shit. Then nigga actually was goddamn drinking goddamn old blood. Nigga like the old blood now. You hear me? Alright. Y'all play like it's a game. Y'all play like this shit a goddamn game. Let me do something right quick. Hold up, y'all. Let me do something right quick. Y'all play like this a goddamn game. Yeah, so that's how I know they in cahoots together, cause they got a Turkish motherfucker in that castle. But that queen, they gonna keep their bloodline pure. This is how you know they the most recessive people in the world. Because they sit over there and commit incest.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
So they won't become extinct. We already know this shit. That's why they commit incest and you have to marry your third cousin and fourth cousin, got to marry this second cousin. That's why they do that shit. Even though they goddamn Turkish men in there with their ass, they still preserve their race like that. They have to preserve their race because when they intermix with other people, they become.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Legion Lake Road. Then at the next stop sign, you'll turn right.
Penis and no other race of people and dominate them. His child ain't gonna come out. That's why he rather stay with his race, so his child come out looking like him. A man want his child to look like him, man. A man want his legacy.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Georgia 92 South.
His legacy anytime he fuck outside his race. So that would be the royal Englishmen. They ain't finna fuck with nobody else but themselves. I think they probably need to make that some type of law because, you know what I'm saying? If they don't, they're gonna become extinct. But they want to tell you gonna become extinct. You the endangered species. They try to make you be the motherfucker that gonna leave here. How the fuck I'm gonna leave here? Shit. Then you like to try to fuck with a nigga. I never leave. I take over your blood, you don't take over mine. I take over your blood, you don't take over mine. And they know this shit. So that's why incest is a main thing with them. See what I'm talking about? It's a main thing with them. And they floating on it. So anyway, when they raised that location though, they tilt the motherfucker with a Masonic tilt. And now the North Pole sits further in the east. So they become far east. Far east and true north is the same motherfucking location. Hidden islands and all this shit. I got a whole lot of shit I'm gonna put on y'all. And I'm just showing y'all that's how I came up with that shit. Where the fuck is this shit at? That's how I came up. That's how I came up with it. Oh no. Let me break it down, man. Let me break it down. So when I go on this motherfucker, so you already know the North Pole don't exist. The Northern Hemisphere don't exist. The animated equator don't exist. They're trying to hide this location because people know exactly how to come fuck them around if they could have a problem with them. Yo, we got a problem with your motherfucker. I think I want to go back the other way I came from. I really do. I think that's what the fuck I'm finna do to this motherfucker. This be too much right here for me. I'm gonna go back to where I came. Go back to where I came from. So when I go into the planetary map, that's when I find the Anian Strait. I said, oh, so it's the Anian Strait, not the Bering Strait, huh? It's originally the Anian Strait. Now they want this to be a mill. Now this that east. This that east. Want to hide rock. Want to throw
at the next light, turn left.
They want to turn shit into milk. They've been riding off of it for years. I don't know how long they rode off of it. Now it's a milk. The Anian Strait.
At the light, turn left onto Georgia 92 South.
His name ain't no damn Bering. I don't know why they call it Bering Strait. But this shit ain't got nothing to do with Japan going getting where they want to go over this bitch. That shit ain't, they don't need no Bering Strait. I don't know a Anian Strait. They don't need none of this shit. But they take it to the minute people that I've been telling y'all about. It's starting to rain out this bitch. They take it to the minute people that I've been telling y'all about. See? So when I go on here, I make sure that land location, all that shit look the same. It's the same. I make sure it's the same location. I do that first. So now it's trace the strait. I said, oh, so that's Japan's true location right there, huh? I said, okay. And so I go into that little corner where the land started disappearing on those maps. And I go in that bitch and I go to the cipher, and I find a guy called hotel one of them words and I called it in. So this is Italy. Sitting next to this magnetic rock. Where they tried to create the first North Pole at. Listen to what I'm telling y'all, man. This shit real shit. This shit funny too. It ain't funny, but it is funny. You feel? It ain't funny, but it is funny. This is Italy. And right on the line. See, I call that line, I got a K9 line. Cause them motherfuckers K9s in the north and the east. And the little European, they come down and play the role of the goddamn Arab. Arab a European, man, they the same motherfucker. Then look at the Italians and look at them motherfuckers. Take the headdress off one and put it on there. They the same folks. They come right into Egypt and took all that shit up under the guise of being a descendant of a lady named Hagar who Abraham fucked. No, them ain't the true Egyptians. The true Egyptians was melanated. They the neighbors of Ethiopia. So I said, it's Italy. And right on that little line right there, them the mountains of Tuscany. That's Tuscany. The mountains of Tuscany, Italy. Right here next to this first hole they created. And they dumbass still using the same central location on their maps. Now they want all this shit to be built because niggas like me.
In half a mile, turn right onto Lee Road.
Bust their ass up and wake other people up. So they have to say, oh, it's just a myth, that's a myth. They have to change shit up. But they so dumb they use the same location. And this the location that you're looking for on top of a goddamn ball with a tilt on it. It don't exist. All of it fabricated. But guess who fabricated all this shit? Guess who fabricated all this shit? You guessed it, Annie up. So I want to let y'all know that right there. I want to let y'all know why.
Turn right onto Lee Road.
And how they made the two poles and what they did and how they created it. So I just dropped my jewel on y'all niggas. And y'all go fact check what I'm talking about, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying. Now, I go back to this Pangea shit. I ain't never fucked with Pangea. I ain't never believed it, and I still don't, because one thing I know, they never dug into the Earth's surface far enough to know anything about a tectonic plate. So then they'll tell you they digging on the bottom of the ocean floor. But who doing it? The Japanese making all this shit up. So I go in that bitch yesterday, I said, how old is Eurasia? Nigga said it's goddamn motherfucker millions and millions and millions of years old. How the fuck they know this? They making up the history right here. They making up the Eurasian, the Euro-Asian history right here. And when they show it, they got Eurasia. If you look at that thumbnail, they got Eurasia on both sides of it. How they do that if it's supposed to be a ball of water and they got to float back around the backside of the ball and all that old shit? How they do that? But they already showing you they want to control everything. But they got it up top sides up, the north and the east. The north and the east connection up. You know what you got going on. So, if you look at them plates, it's something about them purple, those purple, the shit they got 11 and purple now. Tesla said those are the land of healing. Those are the land that had the type energy that can heal shit. This is what Tesla said, but they want to discredit it. You see, they killed him. He knew too much about how to tap into energy and free energy and all kind of shit. Tesla was on a lot of shit, man. Tesla was on a lot of shit, bro. I found that out yesterday. So I said, so when did they first start putting this into an educational form and relaying this shit to people as education and truth? The motherfucker told me 1920. The motherfucker told me I said 1920. So all this shit just fall right in line. All this shit fall right in line. These motherfucking Japanese motherfuckers. I said, so who? I said, who put it out here? As I said, the Japanese scientists have anything to do with the you know, in the discovery and all this shit about Eurasia? That's who it is. The Japanese scientists fabricated all this history, and by them being the leaders, the head of technology, and everybody got to feed off what they do.
In half a mile, turn right onto the I-20 East ramp to Atlanta.
By way of Europe, by way of Asia, by way of Jap. The Jap run this shit, man. He added up on everybody. So he created a world of animation and have you living within it. That's all I'm trying to tell you, y'all. Some real shit. Some real shit. Now, the Japanese is responsible for goddamn putting this goddamn Pangea shit out here. They the leaders of goddamn
turn right onto the I-20 East ramp.
Tectonic plates and all that shit. So when I got to study tectonic plates, I understood that goddamn that motherfucking
in half a mile, merge onto I-20 East.
The pharaohs they were studying and scraping their DNA and shit. They had cocaine in their DNA, and I understood that they couldn't get cocaine from nowhere but the Western world. Now I got a real problem. So I go straight over there. And I said, fuck Columbus. I already know he said West, so I know this the West. And I know them Cubans, they saying this in them Cubans. They goddamn European mixed with a little that manga, all that shit. Them Italians gonna say they got black in them. Boy, ain't no black in them motherfucking folk. See, I already know all that. But I go straight to them purple pandas. I go straight to Peru. Well, who came and got the Peruvian dope? I said, this is gonna be my spot right here. This is gonna be my neck dot right here. I wanna know who came and got this. Fuck Colombia and Coca-Cola and putting coke in the cocaine in the Coca-Colas and making laws saying black men rape women when they on cocaine and all that old shit. Fuck all that shit. I wanna know what this good dope is. Who got these purple pandas? Who came to control these purple pandas? Guess who it was? You guessed it, Annie up. This is what I'm telling y'all. Europe tried to goddamn grow cocaine in Europe. They couldn't do it, but the Jap can do it though. He can be successful at doing it in Taiwan. Bitch, y'all stole that dope with submarines, man. That shit don't go nowhere but over here, man. And so, with that being said, I said, well, shit. I said, well, what tectonic plate? I'm looking for my tectonic plate. Where my tectonic plate at? I said, oh, that's at Peru, just on the outskirts, on the northwest tip of motherfucking South America. And Jane Elliott already told us that all these lands, these melanated lands is way larger than their lands how they portray. Their lands are way smaller than what they portray. Your lands are way larger than it. And it says on that Peterson projection map, it says that in the ledger. It says that in the ledger. On the ledger, it says, so it's stamped that that's factual information. So now you're going to tell me Peru is just hovered up around this. That's all Peru is around this little corner, this little northwest tip, man. That's all they got there. That's what you're going to tell me. But they got all this important shit, but they ain't got their own tectonic plate there. Peru there, all that plate there. They just get the edge there. But you got a Nazca plate. You got a Nazca plate. So I said, okay, this is my plate, this Nazca plate. I got a tectonic plate, this is my plate right here. So now I got Nazca lines. Now I'm figuring out when most motherfuckers go up in the sky and look down at the Nazca lines, they saying it's the same technology and the same formulas that they used to build those pyramids in Egypt. I said, oh, it's the same technology, the same formulas, the same geometry. The Nazca lines. That's why they be fucking with these Nazca lines and all this shit. The old mechanical told on them, a whole lot of shit. So as I studied the tectonic plates, the Nazca plate is a plate that don't have any land over. So that shit don't make no motherfucking sense. But anyway, that's how I be studying, man. That's how I be studying that shit. That's how I be studying that shit. Now everybody that's grouped up around that goddamn North Pole, long story short, ain't got a motherfucking thing to do with you in this Western Plateau. Those is motherfuckers you fed that turned in on you, and now don't want you to know who you is, because you supposed to be running the world as you once did run the world. And the way you ran the world is that you fed and brought knowledge to the world. See, you was being a great steward of the earth, of Mother Earth. Now you've been talked out of Mother Earth, and you've been talked out of your God, which is the Heavenly Father, which is that melanated disc that sits inside the sun. There's no way to the Father but through the Son. You dig what I'm saying? With that being said, man, I'm gonna goddamn get off this bitch. I got some more cotton to pick. I'm picking cotton today. Know what I'm talking about? Give a shout out to my goddamn baby, you know what I'm talking about? The first lady of Melanation. And she's so melanated too. The first lady of Melanation, man. That yellow. Yeah. The first lady of Melanation 3GD. So my 3GD shit, my globe guard and gravity. Flat Earth discussion, that's what Fed comes from. Flat Earth discussions. Ain't nothing federal about it, nigga. I said I want to discuss this shit instead of debate, because y'all niggas debate, ain't nobody getting out there, ain't nobody win. We gonna discuss this shit and everybody gonna win. Flat Earth discussion, 3G deception, the 3 G's of deception. God, globe, and gravity. And now I added melanation to it. Melanation 3GD for life, man. That K9 line, that motherfucker run from Canada to Canada. That's the K9 line. That's the K9 line. Don't let them come across. But they ain't got no deal being over. So now they gotta fight against God to exist here on the earth, and they don't know it's real. Garden East should have had fruit and vegetables and all that shit in abundance. In the corner of the earth that does that is the Western world. And I call it the Western Plateau. Because one of these days, my niggas gonna stand back up. Stand up for that shit. Because this all corner of the earth. This all corner of the earth. That being said, I ought to go do so much TV, so I got a lot of little information from that bitch. But get what? Everything goes back to the Annie up. Annie up on there. It'll do too much. But limit ass Japanese. I remember they come on.
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 51AB for I-285 south toward Montgomery, Macon.
They buying land all in South Central. Little grandpa coming over with the little bald head with the long ass Japanese beard and shit. Motherfucker ain't never got that bitch ain't never got them 3 left. This nigga 3 feet 11 inches tall, man. Nigga 4'2". And these hoes. I did another thing before I go. Now I don't believe that kamikaze pilot shit no more. I said, man, they got motherfuckers that goddamn get in a jet and just goddamn go down for their country like that. That was a fear tactic, man. Who the fuck gonna get in the... I don't believe that shit no more. I ain't gonna study it. I ain't gonna go into it. But I just ain't gonna believe it. Motherfucker just get up in a jet and just go crash into shit. Same shit. They run that same shit to the goddamn 9/11. The pilot just gets crashed into some shit. I got footage of the goddamn nose of the airplane going past the building. It should have been instantaneous on contact. Boom! With the nose of the, anyway. Y'all done touched back on that 9/11 shit, but that was Trump. That was Trump became the dictator. 9/11 was when Trump became our dictator. And I told y'all that. I said, now Trump is the dictator.
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 51AB for I-285 south toward Montgomery, Macon.
A president, we have a dictator. And where the fuck is his wife at? All the goddamn presidents supposed to have a first lady and she have a wife. Where the fuck she at? She ain't eating babies no more. I'm out of this bitch. Y'all don't need no motherfucker, man. It ain't gonna bend. Break.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 51AB. Then you'll use the right 2 lanes to turn slightly right onto the I-285 south ramp to Montgomery, Macon. Use the right 2 lanes to turn slightly right onto the I-285 south ramp. Continue on I-285 south for half a mile. In half a mile, take exit 9 for Georgia 139 toward Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, Adamsville.